Just finished West Ham United 2, Manchester United 0. Fantastic win for West Ham. Superb result. We've gone up to 6 in the Premier League. I've got someone that's going to come join me in a second. Mark, how are you feeling about that?
Yeah, hello son. What a result. I said 3-1, but we still won by 2 clear goals, so all counts.
You'll take it.
I will take it.
In terms of how the game was played, I would say the entertainment factor was quite low in this one.
I don't know.
Disagree?
From where I'm sitting in the Bobby Moore, I actually thought it was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
It wasn't full end like Wolves or Freiburg, but they didn't look all that. Although I thought they was at some point a better team. Bowen and Kudus still. As soon as Kudus gets the ball, it doesn't matter where he is on the pitch. As soon as he gets the ball, you just know he's going to finish. Yeah. He's going to finish. And if he don't, somebody else will pick it up. And not being funny, with Bowen's shot as well, he followed it up afterwards. Yeah. Otherwise, that would have pinged anywhere. Yeah. So.
Happy hammer today?
Yes. And we had to turn up, really, didn't we? I mean, look what happened after Fulham. I did say we'd turn up today because of what happened at the midweek. So, you know.
Final question for you. Go get yourself a drink. Who was your man of match today?
I've got to give it to 2 of them. I've got to give it to Kudus and Bowen.
There you go. Well, Mark, thank you very much.
Cheers.
Anyway, Mark thinks it was entertaining. I thought the entertainment factor was quite low today. I thought it was quite a boring first half. I think Garnacho had a couple of chances, half chances for them. One really good block by Paqueta, albeit he was one that gave the ball away, but I thought he recovered really well. Emerson with a shot that was saved by Onana, but a shot you would expect him to save. The only other than that, I think Souček had a header, went just wide. I say just wide, went comfortably wide. Bowen dragged a shot well wide. And I thought it was 2 sides that were really cagey. 2 sides that, despite being 7th and 9th in the league going into this one with nothing to lose, despite 2 teams on paper in decent nick, the form for both sides isn't that bad. But when you watch them today in the first half, there was no creativity from either. There was no confidence. There was 2 sides standing off saying, what have you got? No, I thought we started the game quite well, actually. I thought the first 5 minutes, I thought we were quite bright. I thought we got forward. We're getting in Man United's faces. We're pressing Onana. And I was impressed. But the next 5 minutes, literally that soon and quick, I thought Man United got back into the game a little bit. And come half time, I was okay with it being 0-0. I just thought it was a bit boring. But Man U just had nothing about them. I can't recall such a weak Man United team in terms of the 11 that started again on paper, but you look at them over the years, they've had superstars, they've had world-class players, and you're looking at this side today that Man United brought to London Stadium, you're thinking there's just nothing there to intimidate us. There was nothing I was worried about, and I felt that carried out in the game, the sense that I don't think we were scared of Man United, but also I don't think Man United were necessarily intimidating us. In fact, the biggest risk to West Ham in the first half was the referee. I thought he was Man United's best player. I thought he was atrocious for the 90 minutes, that ref today. I think he bottled potentially sending Johnny Evans off for a second yellow card in the second half. But he was just giving everything, every 50-50. It felt like he was giving in Man United's favour. But half-time come round, I was kind of glad it come round because it was a bit boring. But we came out in the second half, much the same. But Moyes changed it a few times. He originally had sort of Bowen on the left, Paqueta through the middle, and kept Kudus on the right, maybe for about 5 minutes, and then he switched it again. He then put Bowen on the right, Kudus in the number 10 role, and Ward-Prowse out onto the left. And now I remember the last time that happened was at home to Crystal Palace, and I absolutely hated it because Ward-Prowse was playing left wing essentially, but it worked. It worked today because that combination of Paqueta being the man in the middle, Jarrod Bowen being the man on the right cutting in, paid off, and that got us the first goal. Now there's obviously an element of luck in Jarrod Bowen putting the ball in the back of the net, in the sense that Onana saved the flick and then hit Bowen on the thigh and went in the back of the net. But you take it, and you can't think Bowen, well, he is lucky, but it's hard to hold anything against him because you make your own luck in football. Now, Lucas Paqueta's had 5 assists in the last 2 Premier League games, which is just ridiculous. But the assists against Wolves, I think there was an element of it was really good finishes. So, you know, Kudus' first goal against Wolves, it was a fantastic finish from the edge of the box. The second one, he had a lot to do running in on goal on his right foot. Bowen, running in on his right foot, superb finish. So Paqueta got 3 assists, but I think it was more about the finishes than the assists. But today, that assist for Jarrod Bowen was absolutely exceptional, and that's what was lacking from both teams up until this point. Nobody had done a pass like that. There was 1 or 2 half-decent passes, played it beyond the fullback, but there was nothing defence splitting. That little touch over the Man United defence, I thought Bowen's first touch was really good. 1-0 West Ham, happy days. Then it felt like we were just going to win, because Man United had nothing about them. I thought we were playing well. I don't think we were playing fantastic. I don't think we were playing amazing. Defensively, we were really solid going forward. It was lacking at times. But in terms of midfield, we weren't being bossed, we weren't being overrun. I felt like we were in control of the game. And you don't always have to have the ball in order to be in control. You can stand off and say, you have it, we're going to sit back, we're going to be organised, we're going to be disciplined, and we're not going to give you anything. I thought that's exactly what we did. I thought Man United struggled. They just didn't know what to do. Our defence was superb. Our midfield off the ball was fantastic. Worked really hard, every single player. And we got the second one. A fantastic finish. And I think there was a few warning signs for both sides. I think towards the end of the first half, there was a few warning signs for West Ham when Man United were getting back into it, and Garnacho had a little bit of joy down that side. Warning. And we got rid of it. We weathered the storm. I think there's a few warning signs for Man United, which was we're going to press your keeper sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes we're going to press him. And now I know Onana's not involved in this one, but we pressed their defence. I feel a little bit sorry for the kid. I don't know his surname, apologies, but he sort of goes under his foot, goes to Kudus, quick 1-2 Paqueta, and he's got a lot to do, Kudus, but again he shifts it onto his right foot and finishes with his weaker foot. So in the last 5 Premier League goals that we've scored between Bowen and Kudus, only one of them has been with their left foot. I mean, granted, Bowen's one today was with his thigh, but 3 right foot goals, 1 left foot goal and a thigh as well. So those 2 are just clinical at the minute. They really are. You feel like whenever you get half a chance for Kudus or Bowen, it's probably going to hit the back of the net, and I think that was the case today. But as soon as we're 2-0 up, it was game over. You might as well have just blown for full time then. Man U still offered nothing. Our defence was still fantastic. I think the players kept on working, and there was a real fight and grit about the players' performance today. You could see them at times when they'd put in a tackle or they'd get a throw in, whether it be Alvarez or Mavropanos or wherever, they were celebrating with the crowd as if saying, oh, we've just done that tackle. The crowd were responding, and I actually think the referee helped the atmosphere a little bit today. Towards the end of the first half, like I said, in terms of action on the pitch, I thought there wasn't too much to talk about, but I feel that the referee got the fans back up and sort of got the fans going towards the end of that first half a little bit. So he possibly did us, while he was doing Man United a favour on the park, I think he might have done West Ham fans a favour off the pitch as well. But we deserved that win. Man U had nothing about it. In terms of man of matches, I understand why Mark gave it to Kudus and Bowen. I think they'll get all the headlines, and deservedly so. We've got a fantastic pairing there. And when you chuck Paqueta into the mix, you're getting goals and you're getting assists from 3 different players, and it's good. It's exciting. But I'm actually going to give it to Kurt Zouma. I thought Kurt Zouma was magnificent today. Technically, kind of out of position. And when I say kind of, he's gone from right centre-back to left centre-back. But that makes a huge difference to defenders. Just doing that small change can be massive. I've spoke to Anton about it plenty of times in regards to how he was as a centre-back going from one side to the other. And he said it makes a huge difference. The leg that you slide with changes all of a sudden. You can no longer go with that one, you've got to go with your weaker one and stuff. Now Zuma's obviously got plenty of experience playing on the left side of a centre back, but I thought today he was superb. A couple of clearances from low crosses into the box where on another day it can easily go in the back of the net, but I thought he defended the front post really, really well on occasions, got his head on things. He was also possibly one of the most frustrating players going forward, in the sense that when we got free kicks, I thought he was committing free fouls a little bit too easily with the sort of wrestling, but that's the nature of the game. I don't think he was doing anything untoward, and it was 50-50, but again, I just felt the referee was giving Man United everything. I thought Mavropanos had a really good game next to him as well, and I don't think anyone had a poor game, by the way. Everybody had, at worst, a fine game. Some better than others. Some players had better moments than others. I thought Alvarez was really good. I thought Paqueta had his worrying moments, like when he conceded possession middle of the pitch really easily, but he got back and blocked it, and that's what you want to see. If a player makes a mistake, it's not the end of the world. just make sure you do everything you can to sort it out, and I thought Paqueta did that today. So it was good to see him getting the assists. I think Bowen worked really hard. Everybody did. Everybody put a shift in, even Fornals and Johnson when they came on. They got straight in, they were straight ahead. Fantastic result. That's us up to 6. I know Newcastle play later, which will probably knock us back down to 7th. But if you offered me 7th at the start of the season on Christmas Day, I'd have bit your hand off for it. It doesn't tell the whole story. I think today sums up West Ham's season so far. It's not always the most entertaining, it's not always the prettiest, but it's boys that fight for each other, and we can grind out results, so we can get wins without necessarily being the better side. But today I thought we were the better team. I just thought the entertainment factor was maybe not there. We did what we had to do. Moyes will feel justified. Obviously he would hate the side against Anfield, coming for a lot of criticism. I imagine he'll be quite happy with his decision on Wednesday because it yielded a result today in his eyes. But we can have a really good season, I think. I still have hopes that, well, we need Liverpool to win the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup to go in our favour and the coefficients to go in England's favour. I still have hopes that 8th will be European football we'll get European football next season, and that we can get 8th. And in order to do that, you need to beat the teams around you and below you. We've just done that today. We've just beaten a side just above us in the league to leapfrog them for Christmas. And based on what you're seeing from West Ham and Man U, if you were to predict who was going to finish higher out the two this season, I think most of us would pick West Ham, because that Man United team had nothing. And while that wasn't the sexiest football I've ever seen from West Ham, we had elements of our game that Man U didn't have. But I'll tell you what, we've also got a really clinical player in Jarrod Bowen and a superstar in Mohammed Kudus, and that's something Man United don't have.